Have you ever noticed how the more you chase something, the further it seems to run from you? Be it a girl, a job, respect, validation, whatever. It's like the universe has this cruel sense of humor. The harder you reach, the emptier your hands feel. Most young men don't realize it, but this is one of life's earliest lessons. Chasing is the act of admitting you don't have. And women, they can sense that lack from a mile away. You want to know the secret to attracting girls? It's simple. Stop trying to attract them. Let's be real. Most guys grow up believing that getting girls is the end goal. Like, the key to life is figuring out how to get girls, how to text right, how to look right, how to say the perfect line, and so on. We build our teenage dreams around it. New shoes? For her. Gym membership? For her. That new car you can't really afford? For her. We say it's for ourselves, but deep down, we're hoping someone notices. But here's the paradox. The more your life revolves around impressing women, the less impressive you become. See, when your worth depends on whether she looks your way, you've already lost. Because attraction isn't something you earn, it's something you become. The energy of chasing says one thing, that you don't believe you are enough yet. And as Marcus Aurelius said, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. There's a quote I once heard in an old movie. Can't remember the name, but it's stuck with me ever since. If you do recognize, please put it in the chat section. It was by Martin Lawrence. His character said in the movie, sometimes you have to stop chasing the fireflies, because when you do, they'll come to you. That's the truth about attraction. It's like fireflies. If you've ever tried to catch one, you'll know that the more you run after them, the more they scatter. But stand still. Light your own fire, and they'll just find you. And that's attraction, real attraction. By the way, that light isn't your car, your muscles, your followers, or your jewelries and clothes. It's who you become, who you are, especially when no one's watching. Every time you resist that urge to impress, every time you keep your word, every time you show up to your life, instead of scrolling through someone else's, your light gets stronger. And the brighter you burn, the more they notice without you saying a word. Look, I get it. I'm not deluded or living under a rock. I know we live in a world that sells illusion. Every reel, every post, every flex, it's a highlight reel of people trying to prove their worth. But here's the thing. Girls can tell when you're trying too hard, because energy never lies. You can fake confidence in your words, but your energy will always tell the truth. Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." And that's what this is really about, mastery. Because the man who can control his emotions, control his impulses, control his desires, he becomes magnetic. That's why the gym bro who trains for discipline shines louder than the one who trains for validation. That's why the quiet guy building his future in silence often gets noticed more than the one showing off. Because one is chasing attention, the other is attention. See, the truth is, women don't want men who chase. They're drawn to men who lead, men who walk with purpose, men who build, men who are grounded in who they are. By the way, there is a difference between chasing and pursuing. Chasing comes from lack. It's the act of running after something to complete yourself. But pursuit is different. Pursuit comes from abundance. It is rooted in purpose. It's the focused direction of a man who already knows who he is and simply chooses where to channel that energy. Actually, I'll do a separate short video on chasing versus pursuing because there's a lot to unpack in there. Anyways, let's get back on track. Social media has made men believe that masculinity is performance. Fast cars, big arms, six figures. But masculinity isn't about what you show, it's about what you can hold. And don't get me wrong, there's actually nothing wrong with fast cars, big arms, six figures, and all that. But there's everything wrong if these are all you are built on. The real question should be, can you hold pain without breaking? Can you hold vision when no one believes in you? Can you hold faith when life's falling apart? That's what separates men from boys. And here's the irony. When you build that, the women you were chasing will start coming to you. Not because you became richer or better looking, but because you became solid, grounded, unshakable. In a world full of chaos, you became stillness. And that is attractive. So stop obsessing over who likes you. Start asking, do I like me? Because the truth is, you can't build confidence through compliments. Confidence is built through promises kept. Every time you wake up early when you said you would, every time you push yourself to finish what you started, every time you choose discipline over distraction, you deposit self-respect into your soul. That's what real women pick up on. That's the energy they feel before you even speak. Seneca said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." So, embrace the friction. Life isn't supposed to be easy, it's supposed to build you. Let me tell you a story. There was once a guy who kept chasing girls every weekend, every party. He changed his style, his haircut, his personality just to fit in, but nothing worked. They liked him for a moment, then moved on. One day, he stopped chasing. He got tired. So, he started focusing on his studies, his body, his mind. He stopped trying to be liked and started trying to be useful. Useful to himself. Useful to the world. Months later, he looked up and suddenly they were all watching him. Not because he was chasing them, but because he had become something worth chasing. That man wasn't a fictional character. That man was every man who ever woke up. Here's something no one tells you. Your ability to attract doesn't come from what's outside of you. It comes from alignment. When you're walking in your purpose, when you're living with integrity, when your actions match your words, you carry a kind of peace that no cologne or car can replicate. A real woman doesn't want perfection. She wants peace. She wants to know that if everything fell apart, you wouldn't fall apart too. So, ask yourself, if everything you have right now disappeared, who would you be? That answer determines the kind of woman you'll attract and keep. In Stoicism, there's a concept called non-attachment. It doesn't mean not caring. It means caring deeply without being enslaved by the outcome. Apply that to life. Apply that to women. When you no longer need her to feel complete, you become complete. And from that space, love becomes pure, not desperate. As the Stoics taught, the goal isn't to control others, it's to control yourself. You've seen the movie Fight Club, right? Tyler Durden said, "It's only after we've lost everything that we're free to do anything." That's what real freedom looks like, not needing validation. Because when you stop needing, you start leading. When you stop chasing, you start attracting. So, do you want to be attractive? Then, be the man that doesn't crash out when things fall apart. Be the man who can lose everything and still stay calm, quietly rebuilding everything. Be the man who walks in faith, in integrity, and in honor, not in fear or fragility. Be the man who doesn't need to prove anything, but has self-worth and self-respect. That's the kind of man that makes a real woman feel safe. So, here's the secret. Don't chase her. Don't chase status. Don't chase validation. Build your light. Build your discipline. Build your purpose. And when you do, the right ones, the real ones, will find you. Because attraction isn't about pursuit, it's about presence. And when your fire burns bright enough, you won't need to chase the fireflies. They'll come home to your light. All right? Thanks for watching and staying through to the end. Hope this has sparked in you a desire to build and be a better you, a focused you, and a purposed version of you. The second part to this video will build on this knowledge and focus on what kind of man keeps a good woman. See you on the next one.